Hello, hello, hello. Hey everybody, how y'all? Good evening, good afternoon to you, wherever you are, whatever time it is when you listen to this. Welcome to my channel. One of the things it was that was kind of going on, right? I did have I had a dream, right? I had a dream, everybody. I hope everybody enjoyed Black History Month, and I hope you guys enjoy Women's Her Story Month, right? And then we got Poetry Month after that, right? Okay, if it cut off again, I'm not gonna finish this reading, y'all. I'm just letting y'all know that now. No, cause when it'll be about whether or not a person is a spiritual connection. But in a dream, it was that I had. Oh, it'll be about a thief, or or the name Robin in the community. Robert, Robin, those kind of fall under that name, right? But it'll be about a thief. I don't doubt that it'll be about a thief. People be stealing all the damn time. The thief. Oh, a thief being locked up as the expectation. That's the community. Oh, okay. Well, so that looks like a good thing. It looks good. It looks like a good thing, y'all. In regards to how a person would now, cause some of this that is giving is huh, how a thief would be locked into certain expectations for the community. That's what this is. No, it's giving that whole in destiny swapping is certain. This is because first and foremost, I don't encourage nobody to destiny swap. I really don't. I don't think that's really smart. You know why? Because you mess up a lot when you try to destiny swap, and you especially when you think a person's destiny is ABZ, and the person's destiny really is 1, 2, 3. In short, you thinking that the destiny is about alphabetical arrangements where the destiny is realistically associated with the number, right? So that's that portion. That's if a person is, and what I'm getting from it is somebody might be trying to do their destiny path number or would have done that. That's that portion. The other thing that is giving is with the difference between the actual person, it comes natural for you to just walk in your purpose versus you trying to walk in somebody else's purpose. You don't know what it takes to get to what it is they have had to do, like to no capacity. You may see the glitz and the glamour and what you think is all purried and girsed up, but the reality of it'll be is it could be something you don't know what hell they had to go through. You'll be amazed how many people who are really walking in their destiny, how their past is really traumatic. It really, really is. And how many people hold their past or try to be, in that regard, diabolical and hold their past against them. Okay? So pay that some attention as well. One of the other things it is with the whole thief and imprisonment and expectation, how a person being a thief, and, and what it is to still being locked in to somebody. Yeah, how if the man in the iron mask, the man in the iron mask. Leonardo DiCaprio is one of the persons who played that. But that's about destiny swapping. Another one, and another movie that was coming to me for whatever reason was The Scarlet Letter. We are not living in the fucking 1600s, ladies and gentlemen. If she don't want to be with a person, she ain't got to be with a person. That be the problem when you motherfuckers running around talking something. That's my husband. That's my wife. That's my husband. That's my wife. No, because that's the same type of a commitment. You can't be running around saying that you husband and wife, but you don't meet husband or wife expectations. Husbands and wives make sure they take care of each other. Wives make sure they know how to cook and clean and all that other stuff. You can't be wearing them damn titles all willy nilly and you out here acting the complete opposite of what you're postured at. in whatever situation. Fucking weirdos. Let me see what else is in here. No, cause I've been that be the reason why I don't do those types of titles. Yeah, especially if you're talking about the community of thieves being locked in, locked up as the expectation, or yeah, it being a whole community identifying. That's the other thing that is giving a whole community identifying the thief or being able to identify the thief. Wow. So it's that part. Yeah, it's the I know you did it. But what was I saying? No, back with the husband and wife situation and all the other stuff. That is the other thing with being locked up, and when a person is locked up, they have different expectations. And if y'all not don't produce paperwork, right? That again, the problem that comes into place with common law marriages. A common law marriage still has the same bearing as a regular marriage, which means there are certain expectations and roles that would need to be played for both sides. Yeah, girl, that girl that kept coming up a whole lot a while ago. I don't do girls or boys. I do right and wrong. If you right, you right. You wrong, you wrong. Period. To me, yeah, my mind has to calculate and process things a whole different level. And I'm not supposed to process it the way that the person wants me to. I'm supposed to process it for what it is. Completion, community, knowing it'll be about the completion and the community. Some of this is going to be in regards to that whole twin flame thing. It came out, so I'm going to go ahead and talk about it. And one, not winning at all costs, part one. Part two, it'll be about some things it is that would have happened 5 days ago. Let me speak on this for the twin flame situation. If the husband is the spiritual husband, so to speak, is behaving like he's single, even though he knows, like once you, the thing that comes into place with the twin flame arrangement, once you know who your person is, you no longer have an excuse as to why you did ABC or XYZ or why it is you feel like it's okay for you to be abusive. The twin flame initiative and the twin flame purpose is to raise vibration. Cheating on your woman, beating your woman, financially abusing your woman is not raising the fucking vibrations, assholes. That's not that's not helping humanity. That's what makes you distorted masculines and distorted feminines. Sleeping around, meaning contracting a lot of STDs, putting a person's health at risk. That is not a part of the journey. That's not even realistically human nature. You're acting like animals. That's an animalistic trait. Their bodies can fight that stuff off. And please, 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 for the love of Pete, don't be out here saying that your twin flame is an animal. Please don't do that. Maybe in another realm where you are an animal and they are an animal, but not in this one. Okay? Don't do that, y'all. Oh my God. Why did I have you know what? It's it is not okay. This is not okay because everything it is that I'm seeing, it was oh my goodness, you people. This is why I had to really sit down. Yeah, and then there being the whole ruin or the end, Ten of Swords, the betrayal that came last year. Okay, it but it was and the betrayal of one not making an offer, not making an offer, not having an opportunity. One of the things it'll be about is what comes um in regards to uh different opportunities, different beginnings. Yeah, the whole Ace of Pentacles essence. Some of it'll be about last year and all this other stuff. I heard say whatever you have to. Man, these people are fucking crazy. Oh my goodness. Yeah, during retrograde, this is one of those retrogrades where I'm more than likely, I know I'm finna cuss a whole lot, y'all. So y'all gotta excuse me. I know I'm gonna be cussing a whole lot because a lot of people are negatively charged, unfortunately. And within them being negatively charged, they don't do what they need to unless you cussing them out. I don't even talk to kids or animals that way. So having to talk to an adult like that, it really bothers the hell out of me. 11:11 when I said that. You should know how to use your fucking words. If you don't know how to use your words, then you need to go sit down in a corner somewhere, take you some hermit essence, and chill out. Take some deep breaths. And don't think that a person is, no, because what is given is that healers have to be punks. No, healers have to be a hell of a lot stronger than your fuck shit in order to pull you up out your shit. Because you too comfortable in it. Part one, part two. No, because with the whole twin flame community. You know what? I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I despise that I even had to acknowledge it outside on the 3D level. I despise that I had to acknowledge it. You know why? Because it's a lot of people who got real jealous and who got real envious of some shit they didn't even fucking know about. You don't get a break when you a quote unquote twin flame and you have to raise vibrations. That's a daily battle because you don't get to do it out in the community all the time. You don't get to do it on the internet all the time. And the shit is draining. And you bitches be draining the people who are raising vibrations. You drain us on purpose because you think that shit funny. And then that ass get tapped right behind it. And now all of a sudden, oh my God, I want you either do one or two. I want revenage sounding like that damn what they call that damn game with the chick and her husband going and running around with somebody because she dirty and you gotta make her. That's how you motherfuckers be sounding. Y'all be sounding programmed as hell because you want to be competitive for no fucking competitive over some shit you don't understand. How you gonna compete over some shit you can't even fucking comprehend? I digress. Oh my goodness. Anyway, yeah, they're okay. I'm hearing who am I connected to right now? Oh, okay. No, because from what I'm getting from it, it's a lot of people who don't understand the amount of trauma that they put in as not only a triggering mechanism, but also to revert a person back to the what they believe will be back to their old ways. A lot of people, it's only so much that gets documented on paper. In short, just because you know a person on paper doesn't mean you know a person. You know who they are on paper. Having accolades and things of that nature don't mean nothing. Hell, I know a few different people who will tell you that they printed up their motherfucking degree or their diploma from an institution that they didn't actually graduate from. We got like 7 to 10 thousand doctors and nurses who do that shit. Did you know that you could pay $500 and you'll have a CNA license? Are we gonna talk about that? Because I think that's what we need to talk about. Because that's part of the twin flame journey. You have to be able to identify those types of things and at least speak them out. If you can't even do that, you need to shut the fuck up and sit your punk ass down. Is basically what it boils down to in that lower realm for the underground people who don't really get it. You think it's all about the money. You have to earn the money by being a good person. And being a good person means you're not provoking others. You're not looking to start shit on a regular basis. That's part of that twin flame being a superhero. Even hell, even a villain. In short, you learn how to mind your business. Now, in regards to this, let me get back to these cards. Cause it was no, cause there's been too much stuff that's been going on in real life. And people, if you've ever had your real life dragged through the mud because a motherfucker wanted to be abusive and make you endure all of the worst things because he didn't want to get his shit together on multiple occasions. If you had that go on, then you'll understand where I'm coming from with the situation. If you haven't, then you definitely can't. You can't even understand the dynamics of a relationship, let alone the dynamics of a spiritual one. You're not even in touch with your spirit. Back to these other cards. Why y'all have me go off on that tangent? Who did that? Oh my God. Or is this your energy? A lot of it, yes. When it comes to, you think because you're a twin flame or you're an earth angel, you're not supposed to get mad? That is so interesting. That is so interesting. You demiurge people. Y'all are crazy. Y'all really are. You think you sing some praises or you be nice for 2 seconds? You supposed to get the whole world granted to you. No. That's not how the reward system works from when you a child up in the ethers at all, period. You should know this by now. This is a part of the knowing more. I have the tough deck out now. I don't have none of the smaller decks out. I have this is some shit you know. I heard something about access not being granted. Yeah, in the dream it was that I had. I heard a loud door slam. That's how we got on all this. My bad, y'all. But I heard a loud door slam, and then I yelled out yes in 3D. So what I'm thinking is the door would have closed or a portal would have closed in 4 or 5D. 5D more than likely because 4D is typically referred to as the internet and social media, everything that you have to go through a device in order to access. Okay. But in any event, there would have been some situations that would have gone on within letting go of a friend, cutting and letting go of a friend, a friendship, or intimacy. In short, what happens when you take out the intimacy? Part of that is in regards to like love cycles and things of that nature. Love cycles, love languages. When you cut out the intimacy aspect, so to speak, for a person who is a physical touch, primary love language that starts their love language cycle is physical touch. Yeah, you could cause a whole bunch of problems. Or if they are, or if you continuously overstimulate them, underground central activities. Yeah, if a person is continuously overstimulated, their body have to completely reset. However it is that comes into place. Okay. So it's that part. One of the other things that kept coming to me while I was just out and about and anchoring everything it is that I put out into the universe. I had noticed that because this has happened quite a bit with the whole download situation. That pause and that download situation. I know that usually deals with R. Kelly. Y'all know I can't stand R. Kelly. I can't stand him. I haven't liked R. Kelly since he was married to Aaliyah for whatever reason. So don't ever be like, oh no, you just stopped liking him because he got arrested. No, I never liked the motherfucker. How about that? How about you don't know shit? If that's a association you gonna make, that means you've been collecting information from the wrong fucking people. Cause them motherfuckers don't know me. Everybody who knows me know I can't stand R. Kelly. So that's that. And I haven't liked him since then. So that's that portion. Um, but ultimately with the download situation, what ended up happening to it was a what constitutes as a B film that basically the husband is messing with this other guy, and the guy has AIDS, and the guy who has AIDS had already given it to his wife, right? And the wife is trying to warn the other wife when they go to this like support circle. The wife that's at this support circle that's not knowing anything, she is there, kind of to facilitate, right? And just get out and about and realistically just finding her life purpose. The other woman, right, who has AIDS, she is trying to tell that wife, you need to go get checked out. I know what your husband is doing. Here's where he is right now. She goes and finds him with this other man who has AIDS. Now, this man that is spreading AIDS is played by Leon from Waiting to Exhale, right? But he is realistically, maliciously passing it around the disease, right? AIDS, not being a nurse's aide or nothing like that, like the actual disease. He's passing it around, and that luckily that husband didn't get AIDS, right, and pass it to his wife. The point is, when you're not honest with who you are or what you like, you can't get what you want. What's the point in manifesting and all this other stuff if you claim in 3D that you're not worthy of it because you're not actually asking for it or letting everybody know what it is that you want? Weirdos. So it's that part. Now in the spiritual contract, pause, and that's happened quite a bit with women. Right now, on that flip side, I know women do it just the same as men. But the problem that comes into place with it is men fall short with being on the down low because they're not protecting those people around them. In short, you're completely out of character. You're not even exhibiting manhood because you're not protecting. Okay? That's the problem that everybody has with it. So that's that portion. The overall essence in the contract portion is justice, balance, Libra essence, and realistically how it is one would balance the spirit of truth. Truth tellers and truth speakers. Truth tellers and truth speakers. And a rebirth that comes into place with Libra essence. Libra, justice, law, courts, court systems, all of it. Okay? And what it is that one's will, okay. Okay, the Wheel of Fortune is in the upright, but this is really giving it being about the season. The wheel of the season. That's Hecate though, ain't it? Okay. So there being the wheel. So one's fortune being in the upright and waiting. And then there being, I'm hearing, okay, so some of this stuff is as a result of a 7-year cycle ending. And knowing what it is that will be going on within a 7-year cycle ending. Yeah, no, because that part of the 7 year, it's just gonna be about the 7-year itch, y'all. Okay, if you get a 7-year itch and you mean to tell me you done been with a woman for 7 years, or you done been with a man for 7 years, and he don't know what you like sexually, or he don't know what you like on the financial aspect? You done been with them that long and they don't know? That's not about a 7-year itch that y'all use. You know what? I've learned that people like to utilize these terms and terminologies as a way of justifying their lack of communication throughout the partnership. I don't care if it's business. I don't care if it's romance. Yeah, all you got to do is say something. That's what you got a mouth for. You got 2 ears to listen, 2 eyes to listen, and you got 2 lips to speak, and you got a mouth, and you got how many teeth? And if you're always waiting until things are bad, of course it's gonna be a problem. Of course. Now the signs it is that will come out is the mutable madness, right? And with us being in the Virgo Pisces axis currently, what you should be paying attention to is you shouldn't be the same person from the young adult that you were. Like you should have the same. Actually, you wouldn't even have the same core values from when you were a young adult into going into old age. Even those are supposed to mature and be refined. That's what the Virgo Pisces axis is really supposed to be highlighting. It's not supposed to only be, only Virgos and Pisces are supposed to go under all of this transformation. That's bullshit. Because then, yeah, stop. Don't do that. Please don't do that. God, please don't do that. Yeah, because it'll make you really forget that you have to focus on yourself. Anything that takes you outside of focusing on yourself and getting your shit together, you don't need to do. Even in a romantic relationship, especially in a romantic relationship, because that person fell in love with you for who you were when you initially met them, in your independence, in your whatever. That's who they love. You stray away from that, they not gonna love your ass no more. You know why? Because you don't love you no more, or because you never loved you. And when you never love you and you get a person that does love you and you abuse them, guess what? Now they have to match your energy or your essence and not love your ass. So you can see what it looks like. And unfortunately, some of us do have the capability to be able to love a person and love ourselves in spite of that person not loving themselves. That's one of the gifts that comes into place, unfortunately, when you're empathetic. Friendship. Sorry about that, y'all. Friendship. Nurture the bonds of friendship within your life. And I'm sorry, within your relationship, and your love life will dramatically improve. That's gonna be the that fell on top of the end, or the betrayal portion. Yeah, cause you betraying your friend, soulmate, right? Your soulmate is already with you in spirit. Believe this, and they will manifest physically. So you got the whole soulmate aspect with the wheel being in the upright, and then new beginning. Okay, so some of this stuff, right? Beware of what you are projecting, for the qualities you admire in one another are qualities you both possess. Equally so, the qualities you don't like are also your own reflection. In short, it's boiling back down to that age old adage of there's something about you that I don't like about me. So you got to pay that some attention as to what it is you wouldn't like about another person. Me personally, I don't like how to get angry. I don't like having to get loud. That is so very annoying. It ain't got nothing to do with being respectful of other people. It's because I could use that much breath on my deathbed. I don't need to exert it towards another person. It's very annoying. So it's that part. The other portion, I just heard you right though. Whatever. New beginning. A new adventure awaits. Embrace it and live your dreams passionately. Transformation. Your relationship with one another is about to deepen. Love conquers and transforms all things. Okay, so ultimately, with this Four of Cups, basically essence, rejection being protection, part one. Then the other part of this is in the bonds of friendship. You need to pay attention to what goes on with being a friend, because not everybody is a good friend. You think you know what being a good friend to a person is, but everybody don't have the same requirements for friendships. Some friendships, realistically, people are really codependent on having a lot of people around them, so they don't see where they shit is messed up at, right? Other friendships, what type of friendships do you like? I like the type of friendships, for real, where I don't like checking in to nobody. I'm not a child, and I get too many downloads, and I have too much stuff to be going on a regular basis. So trying to make me be in one, well, unless it's a physical location of a job, of course, that's something different. But with on the interpersonal, or not on the interpersonal, on the personal aspect, I didn't check in with quote unquote friends a lot then. And I did it even as a teenager, especially I did it as a teenager, to see why people would call me and how often they would call me. If you only calling, to spend the night at my house because, your mom and you got into it, okay, well, if this is the seventh, eighth, ninth time that you and your mama then got into it, something gonna have to change. You're gonna have to actually, yeah, you're gonna have to either do what your mama tell you to, or you're gonna have to sit down and relax and actually have a conversation with your parent. I.e., that happens a lot when you're dating and you're younger. So that's definitely something to pay attention to. Um, but if you've been sexually activated 9 times out of 10, yeah, of course, you're gonna want to be up under the person it is that you can get what you need from, because now your needs have changed as a young adult. Oh my goodness. All right. So ultimately, in this whole situation, you got to pay attention to what it is to uh for a soulmate to be a friend. Unfortunately, too many people see soulmate and they think automatically it has to be romantic. No, some people you just supposed to stay friends with. Just because you get a connection to a person don't mean that you're supposed to stick your dick or put your pussy on them. Your poon doesn't have to be shared all the time. And neither does your love stick. Oh my goodness, who is that? That neither does your love stick, okay? Now, yeah, for the times that, yeah, for those people, if that's what you're looking for, because you're going to get tested on it a whole lot. A lot of people get tested on things and they fail. They fail miserably. Oh, they fail miserably. But ultimately, with everything turning in one's favor, the wheel being in one's favor, and it being the season of waiting, the season of waiting, and the season of one's ships coming in. That's what it is. The season of one ships coming in, and then is some of this other stuff. It'll be about some of the investments being able to go on another day for the alchemicalization portion. But ultimately, it'll tell you the bad investments that you would have made in friendships and people and places and everything, right? The signs it is that came out are the mutable madness. I should have known it was the mutable madness, and how Libra essence can shift into a mutable sign when it's balanced. It can shift into a mutable sign real easily. Not necessarily a fixed sign, but definitely a mutable sign. So I'm hoping everybody's doing okay though. Oh my goodness, that was a lot of essence, and I got another reading upload. Yeah, I'm trying to get all these readings out, y'all, so I can so I can do finish the Destiny Path readings. I just sent all this information that I deleted a long time ago. Show back up on my computer, and it is completely overloading my system, and it's me, y'all. But in any event, I'm gonna take care of that. Hopefully that helps you guys out just a little bit. I hope that helped you guys a little bit, gave you a tad bit of an inclination as to a few different things it is that would be going on. If you like to schedule your own personal touch of clarity, you're more than welcome to do so at Lightwork and Lightwork LLC. And that's why you have to stay light while you work.